Hello everyone, Logan here today, and I have for you a review of Cthulhu, a deck building game by Wyvern Gaming. This is in anticipation of their upcoming Kickstarter that's coming June 20th for Cthulhu the Horror in Dunwich, which is a standalone expansion. So we're going to go through a review of the base game, and then we'll later on get to our preview of the standalone expansion and a full gameplay video, which will be coming up later in the week. We've got all the cards, all the characters, the clips, everything. We're going to show you how to set up, how to play it. In this game, it's obviously a deck builder by the name, but you take on the role of an investigator who is trying to close down the portal and beat the Elder Gods before they kill you or drive you insane. So we'll show you the cards, we'll show you the setup, we'll show you a little bit of the gameplay. It's Cthulhu deck building game. So here are the character sheets, and the first thing we're going to be going over in Cthulhu, a deck building game. So we have the character sheets. We've got these tracking tokens right here, the little sliders. We'll put them on the character sheet in a minute. Yeah. So go ahead and look at the character sheet. Look, we've got Time Traveler right here. It's got a little backstory right here about how he's come back in time to defeat the Elder Gods and help everybody out with that. He reminds me of somebody. His picture right here. Oh yeah, that's right. He's the same time traveler right here from Sojourn. This guy sure does get around, huh? So on top, you've got your health track. As you can see, he's got 30 life right here, and on the bottom you've got your sanity track, and as you can see, he's got a max of 30 sanity right there. So go ahead and take these handy dandy clips. Let me show you a close up of that clip right there. It's a little Elder God Cthulhu octopus like thing. And you go ahead and attach it to the clip to keep track and to show your health and sanity. And they fit pretty snug. They don't move around. You'll also use these clips on the logbook cards, which we'll show you here in a little bit. Now each character, like I said, has a little bit of a backstory right there, and then also has a special ability. Like you see the Time Traveler's special ability right here, as that during the planning phase, he can look at the top 3 cards of the library, which helps in seeing what's coming up. And also, on any starter cards, he gains a +1 bonus to them. So the starter cards, as you'll see, the sleuth cards give you 1 Moxie. He'll actually gain, or he'll have 2 Moxie, because he'll gain +1 on each of those sleuth starter cards. And then each character has a little after-death ability, because even when you die, the other characters keep playing, and your ability will be, basically your special ability, or portion of it, will be available to the players. Like you see his special ability right here. They know how to use his time-traveling watch, so because he showed them how to use it a little bit, the investigators can gain a +1 effectiveness on their starter cards each round. So it carries over his ability after he dies. The other characters will be able to get that. And that happens for all the characters. And you have a whole stack of characters to choose from that this game comes with. And they've got some really awesome abilities. Some of them have low life, like the Magician, but he's got high sanity. If at any time your sanity or your health reaches 0, either one of them, not both, either one reaches 0, you're dead and out of the game. So here you have the main cards that the investigators use during the game. We've got the logbooks, which we'll go over mainly because they're for the Elder Gods, so we'll go over mainly when we go over the Elder Gods. But I like that it's got the phases right here. It's everything down from drawing your hand to when you play, preparation, final preparation, everything. It's got them all right here on there. And they say logbook on the back. Everything is labeled on the back. These don't get shuffled. They're just in the box. You draw them out when you need them. We come to the starting cards. You have Sleuth and you have Stagger. So the Stagger cards, excuse me, the Stagger cards don't really do anything. They're just dead cards in your hand. And you see it says starter right there. And it has a little flavor text. They don't really do anything. They're just in your hand. There's different ways you can get rid of them with library cards and such. But they're basically dead cards in your hand. You start out with 3 of them in your deck at the beginning of the game. The other part of your starting deck, you see it says starter at the top, is Sleuth. Sleuth, when you play it, gives you 1 Moxie. And Moxie is not only used to buy cards from the library to add to your deck, but it's also used to attack the minions and the Elder Gods in the game. So you start off with 7 Sleuths in your deck and 3 of the staggers to make up your deck of 10 cards, of which you'll draw 5 at the beginning of every turn. And then you use the Moxie because you can play the cards out to gain the Moxie, and then the cards get discarded. But you use the Moxie in the research phase to buy cards from the library. And the library is a huge stack of cards right here that whenever I shuffle it, I always split it in 3s, shuffle different parts of it, and shuffle it together, shuffle it together, shuffle it together. Because it is a huge set of cards, because it is a deck builder. So you need all these different kinds of cards. But there's 4 different kinds of cards in the library in that deck that you can buy, and we're going to go through those 4 different kinds here. The first kinds are action cards. They're cards that usually just do damage. The number in the upper corner is how much Moxie it costs to buy that card, and you see this one is Sucker Punch, and it gives you 2 Moxie. So whenever you buy a card, it goes into your hand, but you can't play it to earn Moxie to buy more cards. Because basically, the first step of the planning phase is preparation, which you play any cards that are in your hand, you gain the Moxie, those cards are discarded, and then you use that Moxie to research, which is buying cards from the library. Those cards, even though they go into your hand, the research phase is over with, so you can't buy any more cards, and then it goes to a final preparation, which then you can play stuff like body armor and stuff from equipment and stuff. But you don't want to play the action cards in that phase, because any Moxie you play in final preparation doesn't carry over to the combat phase, which is the second phase. So you kind of, if you buy these, you hold them in your hand till you get to the combat phase, and then when it's time to fight the Elder Gods or the minions in the investigator part of the combat phase, then you play these cards to gain the Moxie and do damage to the minions and or the Elder Gods, whichever is more of a threat at the time. So you can see the action card here does gain 2 Moxie, which is good for Sucker Punch. And this one right here, it's an action card. It costs 5, as you can see. This one is Delving into Darkness. It says gain 1 Moxie for other cards played by you this phase. So, of course, these cards will be going into your own personal library as you play them, and at the end of turns, everything in your hand gets discarded after the combat phase. So it'll come up later on, and then, like, if you play this during your preparation step of the planning phase, you'll be able to gain Moxie for every single card you've played this phase. Or if you play it in the combat phase, you'll be able, for every other card you have, you'll be able to gain a Moxie for that. So these are action cards. Then there's equipment, which whenever you put it out there, it stays out there. Of course, the Moxie you gain, like I said before, doesn't carry over from the planning phase to the combat phase. So you might want to hold on to any weapons you have. If you have any body armor, though, that reduces sanity or health loss, you can put that into play in the final preparation stage, and it will carry over into the combat phase. Because it's body armor, it's preventing loss, it's not gaining Moxie. But you can see this right here, this is a set of brass knuckles. It costs 2, and you gain 1 Moxie when you play it. Another piece of equipment we've got right here is Dynamite. It costs 5, and you can see that you gain 2 Moxie, and it deals 1 health damage to all investigators whenever it's played. So, you know, it's got some pluses and some minuses going on there. The third kind of card that you'll find in the library are spells. And usually spells come, you know, as with any magic in any game, usually it has, for every advantageous part of it, it has a disadvantage for somebody. You see this spell right here is Blood Sacrifice. It costs 5, and you get to remove 1 active permanent mythos, but you're going to lose 5 health. So, you know, you get to remove a mythos that's hurting everybody that stayed in play, but you're going to lose 5 health. So it helps you out, but you're going to take some damage. Another spell right here. This is Minor Illusion. It costs 2. Tells you that you can gain 3 Moxie, but you're gonna lose 1 Sanity. So you're gaining Moxie to damage stuff or to buy other cards and everything, but you're gonna lose 1 Sanity. And Sanity is one of the main things of the game, as well as health. If your Sanity or your health ever reaches 0, either one, you're out of the game. The 4th type of card is Location. Now, locations, whenever you play them out, they're different than the other cards. Locations stay in play, and they don't go back into your deck. Once you play them, they have an ongoing ability, and the locations will stay in play through the planning phase, the combat phase, and they'll stay in play all the way to the next turn, and they will always stay in play. You see this location right here. This one is Riley. It says gain 2 Moxie, lose 2 Sanity for every card played. So you're going to gain your Moxie every single turn whenever anybody plays a card, because locations affect everybody, and they're gonna lose Sanity. See, another one we have in here. It's a Sanitarium. It costs 6 to buy, and it says all Sanity loss is reduced by 1. So that's awesome. You know, it'll stay in play. Now, there are some minions or some mythos that will remove locations from the game. If that happens, either it'll tell you whether it's going to go into your own personal deck or whether it'll get removed from the game. But whatever it says happens to it, you have to apply it. So here we have the logbooks, the Elder Gods, the minions, and the mythos. Now, these make up all the hazards and stuff that you'll be facing during the main game. The logbooks have their little chart on there. They're used to track the health for the Elder Gods and minions if you have them. It comes with a nice stack of them, so you'll be able to use them if you need them. I know in our games we usually only have to use them for the Elder Gods, since the minions' life is so low. And you just put the clips on the side to keep track of their life. But I like that they also have the phases on here, the planning phase and the combat phase with the cleanup. So the different steps to remind you as you're going through the game. We have the Elder Gods here. A nice stack of a lot of the Elder Gods. And up in the corner right here is its total health. And then it has a little ability down here that has you spawning minions, usually, or different things that happen to the investigators during the game. Usually it's spawning minions on the Elder God's turn. The other way that you'll be spawning minions, possibly, is through the Mythos cards. And you can see I've grabbed about a little under half of the stack here. There's a lot of Mythos cards. Depending on how many investigators there are, you'll turn out a different amount of Mythos cards during the game. Well, not only how many investigators there are, also if you're playing on normal or Cthulhu mode, you'll turn out more. Or you'll start with more Elder Gods in the game. But the Mythos cards have little abilities on them. Sometimes they spawn more minions. Sometimes it's something detrimental to the investigators. There's different ones. Some of them are permanent, and if they are permanent, they stay in play, and they'll actually stay. Let me see if I can find one that says permanent here, because there's a lot of them. We shuffled these a lot. I can't find one right off the hand, but usually when you draw them, you apply the effect, and then it goes into the discard pile, unless it says permanent, and then it stays in play until you can find some way to remove it. So the minions are just like the Elder Gods, except for the minions, you don't shuffle the stack or anything, because you shuffle the Mythos at the beginning of the game. You shuffle the Elder Gods and draw however many you need and lay them out for the game, as well as a logbook to keep track of the life. But minions stay in the box until they are spawned. So you don't shuffle them. They're in alphabetical order usually. I know mine were when I got the copy of the game. And they just stay in the box, and if something tells you to spawn it, it's real easy. You just go through them, find it, grab one, put it in the play, or grab however many you need. And they're set up just like the Elder Gods. You have the life total up here in the corner, the upper right corner, and a little ability usually telling you how much damage in health or sanity it does to your investigator. And here we have everything set up for Cthulhu, the deck building game. This is the base game. We're going to be having our preview and full gameplay video for the standalone expansion that's coming to Kickstarter on June 20th. Those videos will be coming out here in a couple of days after this one. But we got everything set up for your standard game. We've got our library. Well, it's the public library, Miskatonic University. We've got our Mythos deck all shuffled up. Elder Gods all shuffled up. A stack of our logbooks. We each have our personal libraries, which have 3 of the regular staggers and 7 of the sleuth cards. They're all shuffled up, ready to go. I'll be playing the Time Traveler, who has the special ability that I can view the top 3 cards of the library once during the planning phase. And also, I gain a +1 effectiveness on all of the starter cards, which are the staggers and the sleuth.
Oh, and then I'm playing the Grandmother. Whenever a minion is killed, she gains health equal to the minion up to her maximum. And the shotgun card gains 6 Moxie instead of 4.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, if the shotgun comes out, we want to make sure you get the shotgun. Awesome. See, the Grandmother starts with only 20 health and 30 sanity, while I'm over here sitting at 30 and 30 for health and sanity. Okay, those are all, everything's all shuffled up. We're all ready to go. We've got our red die here. I've got a bunch of the clips for the cards, for the logbooks, just so we can show you for the base game, and it's also going to be for the standalone expansion. The logbooks are the same, where you can track the health of the Elder God on there, or minions if you need them, if you can't kill them right away. You can track those on there. Plus, they've got the turn function with all the phases, the planning, and the combat. And we'll go through those here in the playthrough. You can see, I'm going to keep one next to me for reference. I'd like to be able to look at it. Plus, I've got the stack of all the minions right here. They're in alphabetical order. They're off screen. So if any of the Elder Gods or the Mythos pop up, then tell me to pull out a minion. They're right there. Mythos deck. Everything is ready to go. So let's see which Elder God Gothi and I will be facing off against. Let's see. We are going against Azathoth. It's got 60 life. It's right there. 60 life. It has, at the beginning of each combat, Azathoth destroys a random card from each investigator's hand. So, this Elder God will not be spawning any minions like some of the Elder Gods do. I'm going to set the rest of the Elder Gods off to the side right now, because I'm not going to need them. Because since we're playing 2 players on easy mode, we're only going to have 1 Elder God, and we will only be pulling 1 Mythos card during the Mythos phase. If we were playing with more players, obviously we'd have more Elder Gods out there, more Mythos. There's a chart in the rule book that tells you, and I'm gonna set the rest of these logbooks off to the side where I can handle them so they're not crowding up the space. But yeah, there's a chart in the guide that tells you how many players you have if you're playing on easy or Cthulhu mode, hard mode, how many Elder Gods to turn out at the beginning of the game, and also how many Mythos cards come in the Mythos phase. So let's see, what do we need to do? We need to turn out 5 cards from the library to make our library deck. I'll move those back a little bit so we'll have some room. Let's see, we have an equipment. First, a containment unit. It costs 3, and you gain 3 Moxie. We have an action. It's a transfusion. It costs 1. It says lose 2 health to give another investigator 3 health. That could come in handy. We have a quick smoke right here. That's action. It costs 2. And let's see. It says light them. If you got them, gain +3 Moxie, lose 1 health. Oh, I guess smoking is bad for you. We've got a spell. It's a firebolt. It costs 1. And it says ignite your soul and use it as a weapon. Lose 2 sanity and gain 2 Moxie. And we also have an unholy pact, which is a spell. It costs 6. And it says lose 4 sanity, gain 2 times the Moxie from other cards played this round. That works pretty well. It's kind of a high cost, but once you get it in your hand, it'll come in handy. So let's go ahead and draw our starting hands. At the beginning of the planning phase, you can see everybody draws their hand. So starting hand size is 5, and that can go up or down depending on what's going on during the game. Possibly stuff could give you more cards in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So first part, each investigator gets to do their preparation step. and then research, which is buying from the library, and then final preparation if they want to put anything out into play to keep there. But you got to remember that anything you put out into play during the planning phase that generates Moxie, the Moxie is lost before you move to the combat phase. So you gotta kind of see like where, what you want, how much stuff you want to keep over, and what have you. Let's see. Do you want to go first, Gothy, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
I can go first. All right. So let's see. So let's just show you the planning phase. You can see right there after it says draw cards, it says each investigator does preparation, research, and then final preparation, and then refills the university. And then the next player will take their planning phase. Excuse me. So the way this works is you play any cards that get you Moxie, because Moxie has two functions in the game. Number one, it's used to buy cards from the library to add to your hand, and then they'll go into your personal library and discard later on. And then it's also used to fight the minions and the Elder God. So it's used during combat. So you kind of want to balance whenever you're buying stuff. Like in my starting hand here, I've got 3 sleuth cards, which each gave me 1 Moxie, as we went through earlier. And I've got 2 stagger cards, which just make me feel oddly weak. Now, you don't have to play everything in your hand. You can save it over. But whatever you play is going to give you Moxie. So those staggers, I can just basically hold on to. I'm just going to put them off the side. They're still in my hand, but I'm not going to use them. They have no effect right now, except for taking up space in my hand and in my deck. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to play, and I got to remember my special abilities here. I gain a +1 effectiveness on all starter cards. So every single one of these that give me 1 Moxie actually give me 2 Moxie because I'm the time traveler. So let's go ahead. I'm going to play one of them, which gains 1 Moxie, but it's a +1 from my time traveler card, special ability. So that's 2 Moxie right there that I have floating. I'll play another sleuth card to gain 1 Moxie, and then +1 for my special ability. So that's 4 Moxie that I have floating to use. Let's see. I'm gonna hold off this other sleuth card for Moxie for the combat phase. So I'm just gonna put that in my hand over there with those staggers. Let's see. I think I'm going to spend those 4. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab the containment unit right here for 3. And just to recap. So, to go through it, I play those cards to gain the Moxie, and then technically that's my plan, my preparation phase. These go to the discard, and I have 4 Moxie in my pool to spend when I go to the research step, because research is where you buy the card. So I'm in research now, and I have 4. Let's put it on the dice right there. 4 Moxie floating or generated. I'll spend 3 of that to buy the containment unit. The cost is up here in the corner for 3. Again, let me gain 3 Moxie. It's an equipment. I'll go ahead and put that over here in my hand. And then with the 1 I have left over, I'm going to go ahead and buy this firebolt right here for 1. That'll gain me some Moxie later on, and put that in my hand. So that's my 4 right there. So I have finished my research step for buying stuff, and now I can put anything down in my final preparation to get ready for combat. But any Moxie that I generate will be lost when we go to the combat step. So I really don't want to play anything to generate any Moxie, because I want to save it all up to fight the Elder God or any minions that come out. And so I move to the refill university. So I'll draw 2 more cards and put them down. We have a getaway card, which costs 2. It's an equipment. When you play it, you'll draw 1 card. And we also have an action right here. It costs 3. It's called Contacts. It says get in touch with someone in the know. Draw 2 cards. So this is good. Card drawing is always awesome. Get more cards in your hand to play more cards. Okay, so I'm done with my planning phase, so it'll pass to Gothy for her planning phase.
I guess I will just use 2 to buy the getaway card or whatever.
Yeah, it's a getaway card. Okay. So she's buying that equipment. And that's all she's going to do. All right. So we refill the university. And what do we have over here? We have a spell called Reversal of Mythos. It costs 6 to destroy one permanent Mythos ability currently in play. Yeah, because some cards for the Mythos deck actually are permanent, stay in play. Usually they just, when we draw it, it activates, does whatever, goes in the discard. But some of them are permanent and stay in play and are annoying for the whole rest of the game if you can't get rid of them. So that Reversal Mythos will actually come in handy if we can buy it. It costs 6. Alright, so since Gothy is done with her planning phase, next we move to combat. During combat, the Elder God goes first and will trigger, and then we'll draw our Mythos card and resolve that. Then any minions that are on the board will resolve from the lowest health to the highest health. They'll resolve any abilities. And then the investigators actually get to play and do any combat, generating Moxie to damage the minions or the Elder God. And then we'll go to the cleanup step, which we'll go through when we get there, because there's different stuff you do during cleanup before you end the round. Alright, so first the Elder God. What was the Elder God's ability? So at the beginning of each combat, which is right now, as a thought, destroys a random card from each investigator's hand. Alright, so let's go ahead and shuffle our hands face down like this, and we're going to destroy. So it's not going to go in our discards, it's going to get removed from the game. Hoping it's not something I just bought. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pick that one. Oh, I destroyed one of her staggers. Good, that gets rid of one of those dead cards in her hand. Alright, go ahead and grab one from mine. Oh, it's that Firebolt. I got destroyed. Oh, man, I was looking forward to playing that. Alright, so that's the Elder God. So let's go ahead and see what the Mythos cards are going to deal to us this turn. It's Flicker. Spawn Investigator count -2 Blue Flame Elementals. If Afum Zaha is the active Elder God, we spawn just the Investigator count instead. So you see the little Investigator count symbol right there. It's that green symbol in the writing there. That's the number of investigators you have played, which right now is 2. So it's 2 minus 2, which would be 0, but in the game, there's always a minimum of 1 when that happens. So we're going to spawn 1 Blue Flame Elemental because, what's his name? Afum Zaha is not the active Elder God. So let me go ahead, reach over here, and grab a Blue Flame Elemental. You can see it's got 5 life on there, and it's got the little ability down below it. That said, the Blue Flame Elemental does 2 health damage to each investigator. So that can get quite annoying. But I think we might be able to get rid of it. But before that, since after the Mythos phase is the minion phase, we're going to take 2 health loss because he's still going to trigger before we could actually kill him. So we both lose 2 health. I'm down to 28. Gothy is down to 18. Well, the good thing is we now get our investigator combat phase. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. And then we get to choose who goes first. The investigators get to choose the order. Would you like to go first?
You can go.
I can go. Okay. Let's see this. Alright, I think I'm gonna take out that Blue Flame Elemental. So I'm gonna play the Containment Unit equipment to gain 3 Moxie. And I'm gonna play my Sleuth card, which is a starter card, which, because of my special ability, I get +1 effectiveness on. So this will count for 2 Moxie instead of the 1. So that's a total of 5 Moxie that I've generated. And I'm gonna do nothing with my 2 staggers that are in my hand. I'm just gonna put them down. So I generate 5 Moxie, and I'll use that to combat the Blue Flame Elemental minion, killing him, dealing him 5 damage. So he is dead. And that is it for my combat.
So I get to gain up to my maximum.
Why? What happened?
Because a minion was killed.
Oh, it says, yeah, whenever a minion is killed, you get to gain the health. Hey, nice.
Health equal to the minion up to my maximum.
Up to your maximum. Yeah, there you go. So you gain 5 life, but you actually only gain 2 to go back up to 20. Awesome. All right, and now it is your combat.
I'm going to play the Getaway card to draw 1 card.
Alright.
And then play 2 Sleuths to direct to the Elder God.
Okay. So Elder God will take 2 damage and we'll go down to 58 life. Alright. And that's all you're doing? Alright, so that's it for our investigator part of the combat. So now we come to that last final part, cleanup down there, which Gothy's already started. You take all cards that you played during your combat. They go into your discard pile. You take any cards that were still left over in your hand, put them in your discard pile. And then you get to look at the library that is currently on the board, and you can discard any cards from the public library out here that you don't want. So if there's something too high of a cost, something you don't think is going to work with fighting this Elder God, you can go ahead and discard them. What do you think, Coffee?
6s.
Yeah, both 6s. We're going to discard the Unholy Pack and the Reversal of Mythos. We're going to discard those. After you do that, you refill up to 5 before the beginning of the round. So we have a spell for 4. It is Mend Trauma. You gain 2 Moxie on all healing effects played this round. Nice. And we have a Revolver that it costs 3. It's an equipment, and you gain 3 Moxie. That's not the one you're looking for. You're looking for the shotgun, right? Mm-hmm. Shotgun. All right. All right, and then that's the end of the cleanup. You go back to the beginning of the planning phase, which everybody draws 5 cards. Already see Moxie. Gothy's already got her 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's mine. If I have to draw, I'll have to shuffle my discards. Let's see. Okay. And then we began with the each investigator planning phase. Did you want to go first this time, or did you want me to go first?
You can go first.
I can go first. All right. I'm going to start loading up on stuff here because I can generate this +1 effectiveness. I got 4 Moxie cards in my hand. I think I'm going to save 1 Sleuth card over for combat. Just do these 3 here, which will generate me 6 Moxie. Yes, 6 Moxie going on right there. So I've got 6 Moxie floating. Those are my preparation stage. I play them, generate the 6. I'm going to use 3 of that 6 to buy this Revolver. I'm going to use 2 of that for a quick smoke. Yeah, 2, and I've still got that 1 floating, and I'll actually use that transfusion, or buy that transfusion. So to fill up my hand using all 6 of that Moxie. So yeah, so I'm ready. I'm ready for combat going on. I'm ready to get this going. Yep, I'm not gonna... Do I want to put it out? No. I'm not gonna put out anything for final preparation. I'm gonna go ahead and refill the library so Gothy has stuff. Look, we got a shovel, which costs 0. Hey, free card. Let you gain 1 Moxie. We've got the lobotomy. It's an action for 3. Let's see, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may choose to destroy 1 or more of those cards, and for each card destroyed, you lose 1 sanity. So it's a good way to get rid of staggers out of your deck, dead cards out of your deck. And then we got another Reversal of Mythos that we had. It's a 6 casting cost one that lets you destroy a Mythos card that's permanent in play. Okay, so go ahead to your preparation phase, Gothy.
I'm not going to generate any Moxie, but I'm going to take the shovel.
Yeah, okay. Take the shovel for free and add it to your hand. All right. And then, yeah, that's your research phase and nothing for final preparation. Let's go ahead and you can refill the university for you. Oh, it's a dodge. It costs 2. What does it say? Negate the damage effects from a single source. Declare the source before combat round. Okay. Alright. So then speaking of combat round, here we go. So the Elder God is going to trigger and destroy a random card from our hand. Oh! This is going to get annoying. Damn you, Elder God. Let's get rid of this guy hella quick. I think after this we'll play 1 more round, see how where we get, and then we'll get to the review. Let's see, I'll pick this one. Oh, it's a Sleuth card. Sleuth card destroyed from Gothy's deck. And then she can pick one of the ones for mine. Stagger! Yes, I can get rid of that dead card in my hand. Awesome. And in my deck. Okay, then it's the Mythos phase. Let's see what Mythos holds in store for us. It's the darkness, everybody. So spawn, investigator count, -2. So it'll be 1. Star spawn minions. So we're going to get a star spawn minion. So let me go to my stack of minions over here. Go find a star spawn minion. Here we go. Oh, and I gotta put back that blue flame elemental from earlier. Alright, I'm gonna keep everything in order. Let's see, it's got a life of 4. It says when it activates, the star spawn deals each investigator count -2 sanity damage, so we'll take 1 sanity damage. If 4 star spawn minions become active, an additional Elder God becomes active. Ooh. Excuse me. So it's a good thing we only got one of them. And he's 4, so he's kind of easy to take out. Okay. And then it's minion time. It's Miller time. Oh, no, minion time. So he is going to deal, each investigator, we're going to each take 1 sanity damage. Sanity. No. So I'm down to 29. Which is higher than my real life sanity. And then we get to go. It's combat for us. Huh?
Don't we take life? Oh, no, that was the other one, huh?
That was the other god, we played with, we've been playing a lot. We gotta like this game. We've been playing a lot, so, that was the other elder god that made us take life when we lost sanity and everything. Okay, Gothi, what you doing?
I could take off the minion.
Okay, yeah. What, 2 sleuths or 3 sleuths and the shotgun? So for 4 shovel for 4. So she's taking out that spawn minion right there. All right, I got a bunch of cards in hand. That was the stagger that you got. That the elder god got rid of was the only dead card in my hand. Let's see. You're not down that much life, or you're not down any life. You're at 20 from gaining stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna not worry about playing my action card, the transfusion card, where I'd lose stuff to give you life right now. But I am going to. I'm gonna have a quick smoke. So I gain 3 Moxie, but I lose 1 health. So I'll go down to 27. But at least I'm generating 3 Moxie. So I'm gonna keep track of the die. I've got 3 floating so far. I'm going to play a revolver to get me 3 more Moxie, so that's a total of 6 Moxie I have. And then I'll play my Sleuth card, which is, since it's a starter card, it's +1 effectiveness, so it's 2 Moxie instead of just the 1, for a total of 8, which I can't keep track of on a 6-sided die. So that is 8 total Moxie that I have that's going straight at the Elder God, taking Azathoth down to just 50 life now, as we see on the logbook. Clean up. Discard everything that was played. Discard the rest of your hand. And then choose if we're going to do we want to get rid of that reversal of fortune?
Yeah.
Or reversal of mythos, not reversal of fortune. Yeah, so reversal of mythos.
Maybe the lobotomy too.
Lobotomy also? Okay, we'll get rid of the lobotomy. So we're going to draw out 2 more cards. What do we have? Holy Vision. Holy Vision! Which is a spell. It costs 4. Restores 5 sanity to a targeted investigator. And we have Crucifix, which is equipment. It costs 4 to buy, so kill 1 minion instantly. Awesome. And we're done with the combat phase. Let's go ahead and redraw 5 cards. Well, I have to shuffle because I have no cards in my personal library. Give these a quick shuffle. Gothi, you had 5 cards? Or you had enough? Just enough? Yes. All right. Holy Vision. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. My deck's not big enough to riffle shuffle yet. All right. Let's see what I got here. Okay. So let's see, did you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go.
I can go. Awesome. Okay, nice. Let's see, what do I want out there? Do I really want anything that's out there? No, I think I'm gonna just hold on to all my stuff. I'm not gonna do a planning stage. I will, though, using my special ability, I can view the top 3 cards of the library once during the planning phase. So let's see what we have here. We have a Haymaker, which is an action, costs 6 to gain 5 Moxie. We have some Whiskey, which is equipment, costs 3. You heal 1 investigator for 3 sanity or gain 2 Moxie. And then an Unholy Pact. We lose 4 sanity, gain 2 times the Moxie from other cards played this round for 6. Okay, so we got some okay stuff coming up in the library. Go ahead and put those back there. So go ahead and do your planning phase if you're planning on getting anything. I'm gonna sip some coffee while she's doing this.
You okay there? That's disgusting.
I'm sipping coffee. What'd you do? I missed it from all the coffee sipping.
Bot dodge.
Wrangler? Vroom, vroom. Okay. Coffee is not amused, everybody at home. So let's go ahead and refill that library. Hey, look, it's a haymaker. Huh, yeah, look at that. Alright. Any final preparation? No? Okay, let's get to combat. Good old Azathoth right there is going to make us get a card destroyed from our hand randomly. Oh, I got rid of your stagger. Hey, what'd you get rid of? Oh, one of my sleuths. How dare you? I had a stagger in my hand you could have got rid of. Mythos time. Let's see. Mythos, River of Blood. This is a permanent one, so this will stay in play and continue to affect us while the game goes on, which is just this last round right here. The university fills with blood. There is now only room for 3 cards. Immediately reduce the cards by random choice. Okay, and this is gonna stay in play because it's our Mythos card right there. So we're only gonna have 3 cards, and we have to get rid of basically 2 of them, and we only refill to 3 now every choice. Wonderful. Until we can get rid of that card, we already threw away 2 of those Reversal of Fortunes in the discards. So, okay, let's go 1, 2. So those are the 2 that will get discarded. We're losing a Holy Vision and a Contacts. But we still have the Haymaker, Crucifix, and the Men's Trauma right there. At least it didn't spawn any minions for us. So during the minion round, we have no minions to attack us or dealing damage. So we will go straight to our Investigator phase. And everything will be dealt damage right to Azathoth. Did you want to go first? Or did you want me to go?
I'll go first. I'm going to play my getaway card. I have to draw a card.
Okay, so you got to shuffle your deck. Let me look through what I have here right now.
And just deal 2 sleuths.
2 sleuths. Okay, so
2 Moxie.
2 Moxie. So you deal 2 damage. So Azathoth is down to 48. Awesome. Let's see what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna play that stagger. It doesn't do anything. And I'm gonna save over. I have that transfusion in my hand to lose 2 life to give somebody else 3 life. But you're at full health, so we're not even gonna worry about that one right now. I will play a containment unit to gain 3 Moxie. And then I'm going to go have a quick smoke. Now, light him if you got him. I lose 1 health, but I gain 3 Moxie. So I'm at 26 health, but I've got 6 Moxie total, which is going all straight to Azathoth. He goes from 48 down to 42. Clean up. Everything that's in play that we played gets discarded. Everything left over in our hands gets discarded. Is there anything we want to discard from here? That Haymaker costs 6, but you gain 5 Moxie. But it's high. Especially with us losing cards from Azathoth, yeah, we're might not be able to get that. So we go ahead and refill. Ah, that's that whiskey I saw. It looks like it's in a bottle, not in a jarro. Yeah. No? Okay. And then we go back to the planning phase, and that's your basic setup and your basic gameplay of Cthulhu, the deck building game. You keep going until you either kill this guy right here, your Elder God, or until yourself is killed, either by your health dropping to 0 or by your sanity dropping to 0. Whichever happens first, you die. But each character, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this at the beginning, I don't think I did. Each character has an after death ability, because even though you die, you still keep your character in play. Like my time traveler right here, so everybody else saw how he worked his watch and the know-how, so everybody else can use the watch to gain a +1 effectiveness on all their starter cards each round after I'm dead. And just like Gothy's guy probably has an ability. What's your after death ability?
It's not a guy.
It's a girl. I'm sorry. Your grandmother has ability.
Says the grandmother told her worldly stories to her fellow investigators. Once per round, one investigator can gain a health of killed minions in the same way Granny did.
No. Okay. Yeah. So even after you die, you still stay at the table. You're not going to play cards or anything unless somebody brings you back. There was that one card that we discarded to bring a killed guy back. Which one was that? Did we have one? Or was that the other? Or was that was the other game? We played reveal the top three, get touchstone. You know. Oh yeah, I guess that was in the the other one we played. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so that's the gameplay. So let's go ahead and get to the review. All in all, Cthulhu, a deck building game, is it's a great game. It's one of the better deck builders that I've played. I know a lot of people had some complaints about it when it first came out, but from the rule book, the new one that I've read, actually it's the printed out sheet of the new rules that are streamlined with all the stuff that they took into consideration from everybody's feedback since it's been released from the original Kickstarter. They streamlined a lot of stuff. They fixed a lot of the errata on the cards. It's really great. It's really fun. The cards are great. The theme is great. It really fits with the Cthulhu theme. The mechanics are great. You know, we really enjoyed playing it. During the Kickstarter for the standalone expansion, Cthulhu, Horror, and Dunwich, there's going to be an option for a remastered edition, which you see the cards in this set, and then in our preview video, in our gameplay video, you'll see the new layout of the cards. So the cards in the remastered edition will have the setup of the remastered cards, or of the expansion. They'll have those kind of prints, and you'll see them in the next videos we have. But go ahead and check it out. It's available for sale on their website, which we'll put a link down in the description of the video, and you'll find it on the Kickstarter on June 20th for Cthulhu, Horror, and Dunwich. This has been Logan for Logan Chops Reviews, doing a review of Cthulhu, a deck building game by Wyvern Gaming. Go ahead and check out our sponsors. You'll see their little icons on the end card here. And also we'll put their links in the description. And also make sure you go over to Facebook and like our page. Also hit the subscribe button down here for the channel. And leave a little comment on the video. You know, show us you care. You know? We'll see you next time. Logan Chops Reviews. Thanks for watching.